The funny thing about MJ's 55, it was a very quiet 55. Like Marv doesn't even really get excited until they start showing the graphic of where this game ranks in all of his playoff performances.
Marv's at the point with MJ in 97 where you almost have to play with Marv's prostate just to get a rise out of him. Like there's no other thing you can do in the bedroom
MJ
with Marv
fluffer.
with MJ, where it's like, just give me the shocker. That's the only way. The only way you're getting a rise out of it. MJ is like, and Michael Jordan, 37. He's 13 for 18. Like he's just right. It's like Russillo is I give all credit to Russillo. He's the first person to notice this. Marv is so unimpressed at all times.
Yeah, it's my favorite part, perhaps, of going back and watching all these things. Where if this lived in some version today, you think people are anti-Joe Buck, and that Joe Buck thing is past. The amount of people that would be so mad at Marv going, this is the Knicks guy whose team couldn't get past. Like, that's what would be said. I'm not even saying that's necessarily the truth, but
you're right.
He is so consistently unimpressed. Like, he'll have 30 in a game, and it's beautiful, and there's still like an entire half to go, and it'll be like, MJ responding to a lackluster game 2 where he just couldn't hit anything, and you're like, why are you still bringing up game 2? Like, he just scored 30 in 20 minutes. He goes for 14 straight in the fourth quarter here when you start going from like, hey, he's going to have 40 to wait a minute, what is this guy going to end up with? And then you see it, 63, 56. There's now a bunch of 55s.
Yeah,
for
Russillo,
MJ in there.
This is like the fourth game we've done where they've thrown up the greatest scoring performances of all time in a playoff game. And Marv's just like, and there's the list. MJ's 63. There's Elgin Baylor. Like
you're like, no.
It's
Marv,
like he's reading an ad.
Even then, too, like he mentions Barkley's 56, and he goes, and Chuck with 56. You're like, do you see that MJ's every other name now on this list? And like, there's only 2 other guys that aren't Jordan. And House, you're right. I don't know if it's us expecting it to be 50 all the time. I mean, we're picking certain games for certain reasons. We're not just running through every MJ game that's most points, but like this is the part where I feel, not that I want to do a huge LeBron MJ deep dive, but every time I watch another one of these games, I go, this is almost kind of silly that we even do this, because there's so many hidden clutch shots at like a minute, at 50 seconds left. Like, hey, that's the dagger.
It's always the biggest shot of the game.
It's always the biggest shot. It almost always goes in. And these are lost in the archives because they're not buzzer beaters. And I'll admit, like after this one, I feel like I've just been beaten over the head. It wasn't like I was saying LeBron was better than MJ, but the more you go through these, the dumber even suggesting it feels.